A very good morning, guys, and welcome to a new daily market outlook. Some very interesting price action over here on the dollar index and the major dollar pairs. So without further ado, let's dive straight in. Starting off with the dollar index of course saw a beautiful tap in towards our area of demand, which we pointed out yesterday. As you can clearly see, once we broke this low, of course the bearish trend was going to continue in towards the downside, down in towards this area of demand, which took out this previous area of supply, and this is the area of supply which took out this area of structure, meaning that this is a significant area of supply, and therefore the area of demand which took out that significant area of supply becomes a significant area of demand. Therefore we're seeing such a heavy reaction once we tapped in towards this area of demand. Now what happened later during the day is that we spiked through this area of supply, and of course also through this area of supply. Pretty much no reaction to this supply zone at all. So now what can we expect from the dollar index? Well, we've seen a change in character over here, so a bullish change in character, meaning that the dollar index is now both 4-hour bullish but also internally bullish, meaning that the probability of us moving further in towards the highs, further in towards that 107 region, is now extremely high. So what I'm going to be waiting for the rest of today, or just let's say for the rest of the week, is either just a straight push up from here, or if we see another pullback in towards this area of demand, this sell for the buy candle which took out this area of supply, then I will be looking for another long on the dollar index. So yeah, that's the dollar index pretty much for you in a nutshell. Moving on in towards euro dollar, because euro dollar showed some beautiful price action as well, because as we can see yesterday, of course, as we pretty much expected, after breaking this area of supply over here, we can clearly see price spiked through, made a pullback, sadly just didn't tap in towards this sell before the buy, but of course saw that further upside continuation in towards our extreme area of supply. Then a very strong reaction from there and a push in towards the downside, giving us and providing us with a change of character on this low over here, moving back down in towards the demand zone, which took out these two supply zones. Now for the rest of the day, I will be looking for potential shorts on euro dollar. Why is that, despite the 4-hour being bullish? Well, mainly because of the fact that the overall 4-hour here is range bound, guys. We're just pretty much ranging in between, let's say, this level over here around 106.50 and between the lows, excuse me, that wasn't supposed to happen, and between the lows over here at around 105. So yeah, euro dollar is range bound. When we're range bound, I mean the areas of structure provide us just with far less value. Therefore I kind of focus more on the higher time frame, and the higher time frame on the daily perspective is telling me that we are potentially going to start moving down lower. So why is that? Well, we saw a daily bearish change of character occur over here, as we can clearly see upon this low, which took out this high, pushed in towards the upside, pushed in towards the downside, pull back in towards the extreme of this daily buy before the sell, which caused this change of character, and now we expect that further downside over here on a daily time frame. For the rest, there's no daily demand located over here which can really push us back in towards the upside, in my opinion. Of course, the overall pullback here on the daily is very minor. It's not very significant. Preferably you always want to see at least a pullback in towards the 50% mark of the overall swing range, but in this particular situation, when we're kind of like this rangy, you could kind of really start considering that this is just a range within the overall leg down, and we need to push further down to grab more orders at around, let's say, 104. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at from a daily perspective. Moving in towards the 15-minute time frame, we can clearly see the 15-minute time frame is now also bearish. So what I'll be looking for is either a short from here or from here. So that's euro dollar for you guys. Just wait to see, okay, can we take out this high, for example, push up higher, then look for that short inside here. Or what you could, for example, do is then, okay, wait for this low to get taken out, pull back short. Or what happens is something like this, and then we get that short over here. Or of course, this particular situation could also happen up above over here in this extreme buy before the sell-off. So that's euro dollar, guys, looking for those shorts. Moving on in towards Aussie dollar. So AUDUSD, what are we looking for? Well, of course, very beautiful. We move in towards this extreme area of supply. I was mentioning, okay, let's see if we can move in towards this refined area over here in the extreme. Didn't happen. We saw a beautiful reaction over here. So now, pretty much yesterday, what I was looking for, of course, and I told you guys, we were waiting for this low to go from a 4-hour perspective. So this 4-hour change of character low has now been broken, meaning that we can now actively look for shorts. So now what you want to do is move in towards a 15-minute time frame, and from a 15-minute perspective, what are we going to be waiting for there? Okay, well, the 15-minute from a swing structure perspective is the same as on the 4-hour. This is your high, this is your low, so you want to focus on internal structure. So next, and wow, this short, by the way guys, which I mentioned in yesterday's video, played out beautifully, as you can see. Slightly too aggressive for myself, but still, if you took it, very beautiful. But overall, what I'm now focusing on is this internal break of structure which occurred over here. Oh, by the way, did we get one over here? Yeah, we also got one over here at the top. Sorry guys, I think I missed that one yesterday, because then this was your high and this was your low over here, and then this was pretty much your 618 fib retracement if you take this high to this swing low. So that means that this would have been a beautiful short in towards the downside from this area of supply. So now what I would consider is looking, okay guys, so we're in this bearish trend now. So now wait, pretty much like we can see AUDUSD is now range bound inside here. We reacted to this supply zone this morning, but no real follow through. So keep an eye out. Maybe we kind of like are going to sweep the highs once again. If we do, look out for this area of supply over here from this wick to this wick over here. Let me just draw in a zone for you guys. I don't want to take too much of your time, but this is your 50-minute zone which we have over here right above the area of supply. Or if we push up higher, then I will be waiting for pretty much this entire area over here, kind of like this entire buy before the rapid sell-off in towards the downside. So yeah, wait for Aussie dollar to pull up slightly higher, and then we look for our shorts faking out on the top of this overall range that is now creating, because I think it's very, very clear that you kind of have this range now on Aussie dollar over here, with again 25% mark acting as your support and the 75% mark acting as your resistance. Now we want to see a spike above, kind of like a fake out, then grab the liquidity underneath this low and this low, because again guys, this low tried to take out this low, failed to do so, so therefore we are expecting further downside. So I think very, very clear objective we have over here for Aussie dollar guys. So let's keep our eyes out for that short. Moving on in towards pound dollar. So pound dollar, 4-hour perspective, again, yeah, kind of like a fake out to the highs. Nothing really significant, no close above here. It does look like it wants to move down lower once again. I'm not a fan of pound dollar, like extremely rangy, kind of similar to euro dollar, but I know euro dollar a little bit better, so I don't want to focus too much on pound dollar. But again, if you focus on 1-hour structure, you can see, okay, high gets broken, okay, then low gets broken. So now you're kind of like just, again, likely going to take out this high over here, so you know, this high, and once we move above that, maybe moving towards, for example, these two wicks, and then, for example, sell off in towards the downside. That's the only short opportunity that I'm really looking for. If we can take out or move in towards these two wicks over here and sell off from there, that is the short that I'll be looking for. Otherwise, no opportunity for myself. Of course, can you look for longs? Yeah, you can, but again, very, very choppy price action. Nothing that I'm a massive fan of. Overall, ascending corrective price action, yeah, I mean, these are the kind of setups I just really want to stay out of. But I mean, if you do trade pound dollar, look for that potential short. Also, 4-hour change for character after a break of this low over here, so therefore there is supply now inside this candle over here, this bearish one, and then if you look at the 1 hour, you'll see, of course, that there is supply inside of those wicks. So if you move in towards the 15 after, then you'll see it's the buy before the sell-off. So just look for this buy before the sell-off, so you can get a tap in towards their trade with the overall 50-minute trend. I think it's very clear that's now bearish. Okay guys, so moving on in towards Kiwi dollar, so NZDUSD. Very, 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 very beautiful price action, guys. I mean, poof, these were some beautiful setups. If you would have looked at the analysis of yesterday, very, very beautiful. I mean, very clear buy before the sell-off, 4 hours bearish. And then we get is pretty much this extreme buy for a big, big sell-off, enticing a lot of buyers. And then what you'll see is that if you take that buy before the sell candle as your 4-hour zone, is that once you move out, you get that pushback in, and then that pushback out again. So then if we went in towards the 15-minute time frame, you can clearly see that this candle over here, this imbalance candle, provided you with the supply to then sell off in towards the downside. Was there a very clean setup? Not really, but still quite nice from, yeah, let's say a 15-minute perspective. Maybe if you trade lower time frame, there was a nice setup inside there on the 1 minute, for example. But overall, if we focus on the 1 hour, and these are the kind of patterns that you always want to see, again, extremely beautiful. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, what else do you want me to say? You can even refine it to these 3 highs over here, with the 1, the 2, and then a fake out, kind of like on that second high, like a push slightly higher in towards this imbalance candle. I think I mentioned it yesterday, not sure, but this imbalance candle over here in towards that wick, and then that push down, and then we pull back over here on the 1 hour time frame in towards this entire buy before the sell. And then you can see, okay, price moves out, moves back in with this wick, and then sells off again. So what are we looking for? Of course, we're looking for further downside continuation over here from NZDUSD. Overall, 15-minute perspective, I mean, there's one very clear area of supply, of course, this buy before the sell-off candle. But you guys know I never really like shorting from these zones that are just like one big push down. Of course, you do have some liquidation over here on this high. But yeah, overall, I would kind of prefer for us to liquidate our own highs. So something like this, and then, for example, this, and then go short, or some kind of pattern like this, you know, like a 1, 2, 3, and then the sell-off. That's what I'll be looking for. Otherwise, yeah, we could still see some higher prices moving kind of like into the extreme area of supply. So that's NZDUSD. Moving on in towards our last pair, which is gold. So gold, guys, yeah, I mean, yesterday we moved down lower during New York session than I really hoped. I was looking to kind of like go long inside here, but again, yeah, do you just randomly start buying when you reach an area of supply or of demand? No, we do not. So this is your 4-hour zone. Then if you go in towards the 15-minute, you'll see, okay, we do start slowing down, especially once we move in towards this refined sell for the buy. Clearly you can see yeah, the orders start getting in towards the market. But then at that point, what do you want to see? You want to see the internal structure. So this is the push down, and then you get this pullback, then you get this push down, then you get this pullback. So you wanted to see this high, for example, go. And then you want to look for the long. You want that confirmation structure-wise. Did we get it? No, because the bullish or the bearish intentions remained. So we broke this low again. So until we, for example, break this high, I am not looking for any longs on gold. Once we break that high, yeah, perfect. Then we look for longs. Because the overall range over here on the 4-hour is your entire like demand zone. Like this whole thing over here, this entire range, like there's orders everywhere inside of these wicks. So you could look for longs, but you need kind of like the lower time frame structure to shift in our favor. So yeah, guys, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment, and then I wish you all a fantastic day. I'll be flying back to Holland today, so I will not be as active as I hope. But yeah, tonight, of course, some updates from my side. Thanks, guys.